Hello, now we're in language. So for today's language lesson, we're going to go to the workbook page 140 and 141. On today's lesson for language, we're going to be writing a summary of the story, the city mouse and the country mouse, which also you have the page in your packet. So when you are writing a summary, you're going to answer certain questions that will tell the other person the whole story without telling them every single detail throughout the story. We have talked about important details and non-important details. When we read The Pilgrim's Boy, we talked about when he went and played with the frog. That was not an important detail. But we talked about when he was traveling to America on the boat. And that was an important detail because they were going, the scenery was going to change and the plot was going to change. So we need to focus on the important details in order to do a summary. When you summarize, there are some basic questions that you ask. One question: who is the story about? Who are the main characters? There are secondary characters and there are main characters. The main characters are the characters that are going to be in the conflict, and they're also part of the resolution. Those will be your main characters. You also could find in a story secondary characters. Those are characters that come in and out of the story, but really do not have any relevance to the story. Another question that you might ask yourself is, what is the goal that these main characters have? During a story, there's always a conflict. And what is the goal that they want to achieve, these two main characters, or the main character, depending on your story, obviously. And what is that problem? What is the conflict? What's happening? Remember, we also talked about cause and effect. And this is where you will write your cause and effect. What happened that created a problem? And obviously, finally, what is the conclusion? What is this resolution to that problem? In order to practice answering these 4 questions, we're going to go now to our story, The City Mouse and the Country Mouse. I'm going to flip the camera to the projector while I read to you the story. You could follow along the story in your packets, okay? So I'm moving on to the projector. See you soon. So this is our story. It says, The City Mouse and the Country Mouse. One day, the City Mouse went to visit the Country Mouse. The Country Mouse lived on a farm. The 2 mice ran about the farm and had a happy time. At last, the Country Mouse said, "We must have something to eat." She gave the City Mouse an ear of corn. This tasted good to the Country Mouse, but the City Mouse did not like it. So she said to the Country Mouse, "My friend, is this all you have to eat? Come to the city and visit me. I live in a lovely house. Come and see what good things I have to eat." So the 2 mice set off for the city. After a while, they came to the house where the City Mouse lived. "Oh, what good things," the City Mouse said before the Country Mouse. "She had cheese and cake and sunflower seeds." "How good this is," said the Country Mouse. "I wish I lived in the city." Just then, a man came into the room. The mice jumped down and ran into the hole. "Do not be afraid," said the City Mouse. "The man cannot see us." By and by, the man went away. Then the mice ran out of the hole and again began to eat. Soon a cat came into the room. "A cat! The cat! The cat!" said the City Mouse. Away ran the mice, and fast as they could go. Poor little Country Mouse. She said to the City Mouse, "Goodbye, my friend. I am going home. In the country, I am not afraid. You have a lovely house and good things to eat, but I would rather be hungry and happy than full and afraid. Now, let's go on to our work page. And let's answer the question. The first one, who were the main characters? That would be the city mouse and the country mouse. The next one, what did the main character want? She wanted the country mouse to come visit her at the city. Let's write those down. So, who were the main character? City mouse and country mouse. What did the main characters want? City mouse wanted country mouse to come to the city. What was the main character's problem? That she was what? She was afraid. She was afraid of the city. Sorry, my pen was running out. How was the problem finally solved? Country mouse went back home. Oops, sorry. And finally, how did the story end? Country mouse went home where she wasn't afraid. Now it's your turn. Now, using the information that you gathered, you're going to use those details in order to write your summary. You will turn this in and this will be a grade. After that, we will follow up with history.